And good afternoon, YouTubers. Arctic Man 4x4 here with an update for my kayak, the Future Beach Explorer 10.4, the 124, as I stated before. So finally got out here today. It's May 20th. Happens to be my birthday. Got out on the lake. Weather didn't hold up, and then I had to work some extra overtime, so I didn't get out there until today. So, I didn't take my camera with me. Didn't want any distractions because I wanted to kind of figure out how this thing worked out and how stable it was. I prepared myself with a wetsuit because the water is about 65 degrees here. Um, and my fiance went out as well in her little, she just got hers today as well. Her Sun Dolphin Bali 10. Pink, of course. But anyways, back to mine, and I'll get back to hers in a minute. So mine, like I said before, I was worried about my height and weight being a problem. As stated before, that I've always been in kayaks and I've always tipped them. I'm 6 foot, 220. I'm top heavy, and I got a lot of weight up top and whatnot, and mass up top, and broad shoulders, and I just had a habit of always tipping. And when I got in this thing, it's exactly what they said it is. It's very stable, and it is very stable. I was leaning back and forth, just really seeing where the tipping point was, and I was to the point where getting water was going to get into it before I was even thinking about tipping. So very stable, very happy with it. Tracks very well. I'm not a big kayak person and knowing tracking, but all I know is I was paddling, and when I stopped, I kept going straight, and it tracked very well. We were even going into some headwinds and some tailwinds, and just very easy down the lake or across the water. Very pleased with it. I will say that I had the scupper plugs that they came with it in the back seat in front. I had them in. My paddle's too short for me. I need a paddle at least 96 inches long, and that's 88 inches long. So water was dripping in quite a bit, and it didn't hit my knees with it. So if you're 6 foot tall, you're going to need that 96 inch paddle, I think. I didn't always hit it, but to row or paddle properly, I would bump my knees every once in a while. So when some water did come in, because it was a shorter paddle for me, and it pooled down here by my feet, I was able to scoot forward in the kayak while out in the water and pull one of my plugs, but my weight, more water came in. It was kind of like a happy medium there. It really didn't go out. Some came in, and so you're probably gonna, if you're 220 or so, probably gonna get some water in there, and it's probably gonna stay in there. The initial water got in there from my feet, just hopping on in, which was very easy to get into and out of. And then my paddle, it was, even though I had the drip edge on it, or the drip, I guess, well, I don't know, you call them the drippers. It still ran in on me, so because the paddle was just too darn short. So overall, very, very, very pleased with it. We were out for probably 45 minutes, our first time out, and our problem was we got too hot in our wetsuits. It's in the 60s today, and there's just too much, too hot. So good workout. We didn't get too crazy with it, but very, very pleased. So if you've always had a problem like I did with getting in kayaks and being tippy, this thing is stable. I mean, it was instantly, it took me about 15 seconds to get used to it. And I was all over the place, and I kept rocking it back and forth. My fiance's, wondering what I'm doing. I'm checking the stability of this kayak, and it was amazing. So I highly, highly recommend it. So, and that back portion there, I mentioned about kayak camping or doing some camping with it, but like I stated in my last video, I'm a certified scuba diver, and lo and behold, when I searched YouTube, there's people that dive from their kayaks, and with both of us being divers, that's something we're going to give that a shot. So I'll put my tank and my BCD and regulators all set up in the back, move my fins and mask up front, and use that straps to hold everything down, and then I've got to get a flag and an anchor, and we're gonna dive our lake out here. So highly recommend this kayak. I am very, very, very pleased with it, and for 180 bucks, not bad at all. So over here to the Bali 10, this is one I was considering until I watched a YouTube video of a guy that purchased it. That was a little heavier set, and he was all over the place and shaky. She handled it very well. She's only about 120 pounds, so a spec, 5'2" and 120 pounds. And she handled this very well. When we got done, I hopped in this thing, and definitely a lot tippier than mine. Not as stable. I handled it okay, but when you rocked back and forth, it definitely had, the tipping point was much quicker than mine. And I haven't even fully tested my tipping point on that. I'll wait till the water gets a little warmer. But I probably could manage. The seat's really wide on it, and compared to mine, the width of the seat, it really hugs you. You sit right in there, and that's another thing. The seats, actually, I was worried about not being comfortable. 45 minutes in there, it wasn't bad at all. My back feels good. My butt feels good. No issues there. And it really hugs you, and you feel really stable in this thing. Whereas hers is really wide. And maybe that could be brought in a little bit if you pull the straps in and pull the seat around you a little bit. It might be a little bit better. But just that initial, I was in it for a couple minutes, just paddling. It paddles nice, track's all right, just a lot tippier. So I would say if you're 220 pounds, you could probably manage with this kayak. And it does have a lot better features with it. It's got more tie downs. It's got the adjustable footrest. It's got the little dry storage, which is not really dry, and there's one in the back. It does have it, but the Future Beach here has a larger storage area in the back and the front, and those molded footrests aren't bad at all. It's nice, easy I stretched my legs out at one point in time and paddled for a little bit, and I moved them in and kept them bent. So not having to readjust them like the pedals over here on the Sun Dolphin. It was a lot more comfortable. I'll probably do some little modifications to it. She's got a paddle holder on the Sun Dolphin's got paddle holder on each side. I'll probably buy a paddle holder to clip it on there, so when we do want to just put the float around out there or do some diving, I'll have a way to secure my paddle off to the side. So I'm hoping that I'll get a better video. My camera that I have, the only problem with the GoPro cameras, but to be waterproof, you gotta have it in the waterproof case, and then you don't get your sound quality. You don't hear everything. So if we talk to you, it'd be sounding muffled and probably real low. I do have another camera that I had, a little Kodak completely waterproof camera that I've used in the past, and I purchased a mount for that, so I'm going to be able to mount it to the kayak and take that and video from that. Right now I video from my phone. I didn't want to take the risk today, but highly recommend the kayak once again. Extremely stable. Getting into it real easy. Getting out of it easy. You get to I got to about 1.5 foot water. Flung my leg, one leg over. I just turned sideways and sat sideways on this kayak and just floated there, and easy. Just matter of just standing up, not an issue getting in. Didn't tip over or whatnot. Hers little, getting into it. It's a lot deeper. Sits deeper. You sit below. The sides aren't as high on this one as that one. It's really high, so you kind of fall down into it a little bit further, but still not bad. So I would say if I had gotten the Bali 10, I would have been able to manage with it. I would have been able to do all right. I would want to find some seat that probably hugged me a little bit more. She likes the way it feels, thinks it's very comfortable. Whereas I like this one that hugs me a little bit more. But definitely 6 foot, 220 pound guy can handle the Bali 10 all right. And I did put those scupper plugs in hers as well. And she didn't get hardly any water in hers. Like I say, she's a spec, 120 pounds. Mine, like I say, I had it in where the feet go, but I sit a little bit lower in the water. So, but other than that, I hope this helps. Hopefully I get a little video out there of me kayaking this thing. Or kayaking this thing. I'll be out in this kayak on the lake. And it'll be just, some paddling or whatnot. But well worth the $180 when you get that coupon, which is good until July for this kayak. No issues with me feeling unsecure or even worried about a wave or wind. Like I say, yeah, you're probably going to get a little wet. And that's what they say with most sit-on kayaks. It's probably going to drip in, but it wasn't bad today. I had a wetsuit on and I was way too warm. And very easy to paddle. So 45 minutes of almost constant paddling, just nice and easy, and I feel great. So, but other than that, feel free to leave some comments, ask some questions, subscribe, and hopefully I get some more to you guys. All right, have a good day.